Ina mauna kōrero te motu, ina tainu nui, ina tairoroa. Kia whati mai koe i tā tātou kaupapa i tēnei rā, te rā tuatahi i te National Youth Touch Champions. No mai, hare mai e te iwi, and welcome to the last live stream match for today, where we have Nelson versus Turanganui a Kiwa. This is a 16th mixed match, and with me I have two of the superstars of the sport, Luke Chapman and George Yonke. Welcome, Luke.
Yeah, kia ora there, Mikey. Great to be here with such esteemed people here in the commentary box. We'll just quickly run through the teams there. Nelson, we have Cullen, Bartlett, Pickworth, Holtham, Edwards, Holm, Bedgood, Thompson, Morrison. At number 11, we have Lucia Young, Honey, Shirley, Delaney, Richards, Sproul. And over to Turanganui a Kiwa, we have Hune Vuyoan, Kopa Emery, Edwards, Te Rona Lamont, Middle Edwards, Waitai Hollis, Te Rona Lamont. At number 10 we have Lemon, Maki Huriwai, Waipara, Bowditch, Peachy, Nepe and Tapsel. They are coached by Henry Lamont and Evan Mitter. Nelson are coached by Demi Sultan and Ben Anderson.
Ka pai e hoa, and we have the tap off with Nelson with the ball as they make their way up to the 7-metre line. It's a beautiful day today, isn't it, George? And we've been really lucky to have the talent that we have.
Great talent, great sweep play, having a dive under. The shutter wasn't quite there, or may have been over committed on that inside defender. Great play there with Nelson with the early lead here. Yeah, here goes the sweep play, stepping back off the right. Yeah, just losing his range on where the line was. A metre back there, number 2 from Turanganui a Kiwa, which sets Nelson up for the big showdown for the top beach in New Zealand between Nelson and Turanganui a Kiwa.
We saw the combination of Bartlett and Pickworth there from the Nelson with their great combination, as we see Turanganui a Kiwa with their chance to have a strike back here, Luke.
Yeah, and we can see the middles here having a quickie, getting the ball back. A nice low dive, but a very good touch there by number 6, Connor Holm. Good attempted dive here at touch 5.
A great low touch because the player was going along the ground. He goes back door. Here's an opportunity. Ball just wasn't able to get to the winger. Referee calls ball to ground. And just we go back to our referees here. So just like to welcome Shah, Bannister, Plumridge, Keelia, Gersbach and Dion Griffin are our 3 officials today. And well done. We've been super impressed by the officiating for today, George.
We have, and it's a good adjustment for the new rules that we're trialling out throughout the rohe at every national event that we do have. And these young ones have adapted very well, and the referees have adapted extremely well as well, because they are rules that they have been doing for a long time, but they've actually just stated what the rules are, and we're very clear what they are. And next year, we may see it in our module.
Ka pai kia tau te rangi mari e hoa, mō tō kōrero ranga tira mō tēnei ke mu. O reira, we see Turanga ready to they go throw a long ball, just unable to get to the winger here. Where Nelson has a turnover as they start to make their way off the line.
Yeah, Turanga there with a couple of cannons in the arms there, just firing it out. I like to see what protein shakes he's on. That was a nice firing ball. And as we talk about firing balls, look at this transition play from Nelson. Moving up the field nicely. I'm sure they got 1 or 2 touches up. Here's a... Yep, it looks like maybe one more. Getting in behind 2 touches. This will be perfect for a scoop all day. There he goes. Nice, beautiful pick. And talking about Pickworth
again showing that he has all the versatility and skills there. He was on the receiving end of the pass. Now he's the person making the pass, finding the winger. Beautiful, great hands. Number 12, Grace Shirley, doing the Shirley dance on that one. Well done.
Yeah, either Grace Shirley or Young may have scored that one, but like what we said with that one was there was a good yardage play, good transition, so no matter who it was on the back end of that scoop, I think they would have went through.
Yeah, just looking at this Nelson team, and we're getting a resurgence from Nelson coming through the tournaments here. But what about this new and young team of Turanga Nui? You know, what do we know about them? It's great that we've got them here and a part of this tournament.
Yeah, having a catch up earlier with Henry Lamont, and he was mentioning we have a number of kids that are 13 and 14 years old, are fairly new to the sport, but they're just excited to be here, get some experience, meet new people, and play touch at the highest level.
Ka pai e hoa. And yes, you know, when we talk about the National Touch Tournament, we've got young ones making a mark. And what I love about it is that the enthusiasm, the effort, and the amount of just joy we see in these young players' face as they go out into this type of competition.
Yeah, it's a big commitment for Turanganui Kiwa financially, because they are quite isolated, even though it's like paradise there in Gisborne, the first place to see the sun in the world. But what they have to do is do a lot of travelling, so they don't get much competition when it comes to playing touch. So they do have the athleticism, and they just have to rely on good coaching, and then hopefully they bring it out here on the day.
Ka pai e hoa. I like your segue into Gisborne there and bringing them into play as we get number 2 on the ball. Philly. Just unfortunate was the last touch there. It's a handover as Nelson start to make their way towards the subbing box. And we see this as they start to get new set of legs on there as they come to the middle of the field.
Yeah, and what I've liked here once again is the good yardage play of Nelson. It could be the good yardage play, or it could be that Turanga's not stepping up or lifting to stop the momentum of Nelson. We'll have a look at it in the next round.
Kaore kore hoa. No, with no doubt, you're right there. Oh, do we get a touchdown? We certainly do. Let's see if we can watch the Bunnings Warehouse replay. Just a bit of a quickie, but he scoops on that, steps back to the short side, finds his player number 2, Bartlett. And again, that Bartlett combination, he's there or thereabouts. And
cool.
that takes our score to Nelson 3, Turanganui Kiwa 0.
Yeah, really good finish there by Nelson, working their way through the field. As we can see here, Turanganui Kiwa will look to strike. Number 12, Impala Waipara, seems to have been on the ball quite a bit here, and will look to expose their save. And as we can see there, referee Shah Bannister calling 5th touch. A very good touch there by number 16, Destiny Sproul. Playing the last touch here. Turanga will look to finish the ball on this side of the box.
There we go. Great set of 6 for defence, Nelson. Some good strike attackers there for Turanganui Kiwa. But Nelson answered the question. Here we go. Once again, look at that momentum going forward through the transition zone. As we look to Turanga, there's no one really... Here we go. There's a bit of a press there. Someone getting in the lane. Good work. Nice lift. Slowing it down. Morrison back on the field. He's been destructive so far in the first 7 minutes. Going into dummy half play. Working with Bingegood. Here we go. Number 1 from dummy half. Nice dink. And... oh my gosh, and doing the splits for extra excitement.
And we see Kelly on the dummy half there, picks the ball up and just drawing in the players. We watch the Bunnings Warehouse replay, does the bit of dance there, goes over, finds his player, as you say, number 9 for Nelson, Michael Morrison. With a name like that, he's scoring all day and all night. So as we go, we are in action here as Nelson now take the lead for Turanganui Kiwa still to register a score here, Luke.
Yeah, that's 3 of the 4 tries now which have come from dummy half, and I'm sure the Turanganui Kiwa coaches will be addressing that in the box as we see a nice little shifty play there, and the long ball unfortunately thrown forward, well called there by the assistant referee. Nelson now will have the tap on the 7.
Ka pai e hoa, ka pai. As the referee calls, there's a penalty. Nelson have an opportunity to come out with a fresh 6 from their line. They start to go for, they're starting to go to the subbing box on touch count 2 as we go into the last 7 minutes of the match here. Again, just a shout out to our event sponsors for making this lovely event, beautiful event happen. That's Bunnings Warehouse, SAS Sports and Silver Fern Sports. So nā mihi kia koutou. Moto manaki I tēnei kemu. And again, here we go, Turanganui. Certainly we know there's talent galore down in that town as they start to get themselves prepped for this.
Yeah, Huni on the ball again. He likes a good quickie. There we go. Right on the 7. Going the open side. Ball not going to ground. There's a little bit of a tired long ball there. That was due to the good work rate on defence because they got down there nice and early because they started lifting, as we talked about earlier. The work rate has to be harder on defence so they get more attractive position on the field when it comes to attack.
Yeah, look, and one other thing we've noted through the both yesterday and today is the level of communication we're getting from referees during the game, talking to players as we get a runaway here. Again, scooping straight through. Shah looks the referees left and right, gets the call, calls that a touchdown.
Yeah, Morrison once again, he's been lethal. I've talked about him a few times. He's just got wheels to burn. And he just picks up from dummy half, links up with his followers, and they are happy to score here. I think it might be that first touchdown of the day because he's excited. He gets to keep his trunks on as he points the finger to the crowd. 5-0.
Tika tau e hoa, ka pai, as we get Turanga again with an opportunity to put a dial, to put a strike on the board here as we're in the last 5 minutes of the first half of the last game for day 2. Let's see what they get themselves, what they can conjure up here, Luke.
Yeah, we can see here Turanganui Kiwa again. Lovely ball, unfortunately just dropped at the end. There was a good chop there going from the link as well. Some really good management here from defensive systems with Nelson, although Turangan almost break it down. Talking about management, I'd just like to acknowledge the efforts here from Nelson. The managers Gemma Taikato and Leanne Manson. And for Turanganui Kiwa, we have Lahaina Moeke and Janelle Turona Lamont.
Aye. Ka pai e hoa, and Gemma from Nelson, she's been on a couple of tours on the New Zealand scene, so it's great to see her back supporting the province, giving back all that experience that they learned from being overseas in a New Zealand campaign.
Very good, and here we go. Turanganui got another set of 6. I really enjoyed the last set. That was well structured. There was good speed, a nice long ball. Next time we might just see a little bit of a chopper in there. Might be a link ball. Oh, there we go. Nice wind up. Ball to ground, but we do see a lot more energy in the guns there with the long balls being thrown. Here we go. This is a very good dominant performance from Nelson through this transition zone. It makes all the difference.
Yeah, there were 2 good opportunities there, and I think throwing those long balls, especially when you've got sometimes thrown that into the wind, the ball does drop, and we know that, I'm sure you know, Luke, being a winger, that sometimes you're not always catching those balls, but you're giving it your best, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely, and that's the most you can ask, Mike, is that they are giving their best. Nice little pop-out play there, made famous by a number of players, including the great Peter Walters. As you can see, Turanganui Kiwi here trying to get some yards outside of their red zone, moving forward. Again, as you were saying before, Georgie, Turanganui Kiwa, although they weren't just chucking one way, what they were doing was keeping Nelson on their toes, both chucking left and right.
Yeah, very good, and they've been doing good efforts there, and I love the effort there of Biddle Edwards managing to stop that touchdown and also doing some good work through the middle of the field. She's now taking a well-earned rest and helped to put her team in a very good, healthy position on the 7-metre line.
I've just got to applaud the determination and the grit by the Turanga here, just to stay in the grind, stay in the game, looking for opportunities. They are not going to give up, that's for sure. As they are now back on defence, it's Nelson past the 10-metre line. Well done. But equal to the task here is Turanga on defence.
There we go, and Morrison getting back into the favourable position he likes, having a go from dummy half. This time, in, then out. But great defence by the number 7 and number 9 of Turanganui Kiwa.
Ka pai e hoa. We've got Tipene number 9 for Turanganui. Ka pai as they start to make their way to get fresh pair of legs onto the field. But again, able to stay in the grind here as they look for fresh legs, getting themselves into a position where they can have a good strike.
Yeah, we can see Lemon with the ball here. They're actually on the 5th touch. We're going to see Vu Ewan looking to have a go on the outside, I'm sure, but that's some great defense there by that man, Morrison. What I've been liking is his work with Thompson through the field from the Nelson point of view. As Turanga start to put some pressure here on touch 1. That's a great run there by number 11, Lucia Young.
Tika tau e hoa, a great run, equally a great touch there by the Turanga player here, where the referee just calls them back on to the mark, and that's number 4, Holtham. Getting good plant by Pickworth there. Number 14, great touch there by Chevy Nepe. Referee just asked Nepe to go back onto the mark before making that roll ball. And here we go, the final 15 seconds of the first half. As Turanganui make their way over half-time. There's an opportunity if they can make it happen. The referee calls border ground. And that takes us to half-time here with the scoreline Nelson 5 and Turanganui Kiwa still to register on the board. But what we've definitely have seen from Turanga is the attitude to stay in the game. So that really comes from this whole environment that the coaching staff are promoting there.
Yeah, tautoko. Turanganui Kiwa are staying in the grind. It's been a long tournament. It's great to see them here. And if we were a fly on the wall, Luke Chapman, what would be the couple of things that you expect to hear in the box there for Turanganui Kiwa?
Yeah, I think they're not too far off the mark there, Georgie. I imagine on their transition, they'll look to maybe get in a position on touch 4 to have a good strike. A couple of times they've ended up on 5 and had to fly on the wall, had to just make it up on the fly there on the run. But if they can get a good smooth transition and have a really good strike, by the looks of it already, with those guns you're talking about, they can throw both ways.
Very good. So strike is the key. So their first 2 touches are not too bad. Their second 2 with the centering and transitions, not too bad. But the all important is the last 2 touches is in the strike area.
Yeah, just the awareness, and I'm sure that's what they're addressing here. By the looks of it, Nelson got away to a good lead there, got 5 up on the board fairly early. However, in the last 5 minutes or so, Turanga's done well to keep them out, keep them at bay. As we look on this side now with Coach Anderson, he'll be addressing for Nelson. Once they get down to that strike zone, they can come away with the goods.
Yeah, exactly. And here's one of the goods you are referring to, Luke Chapman. Great ball. Comes around off the ruck area. It's a pick. He's going, finding the holes, finding the winger. Great pass. And this is exactly what the coach will be looking for from his players in the second half.
Georgie, is just a quick question there. That headband there, as we see another try here from Nelson, again from dummy half. That headband look, is that something you'll be wearing at this year's Nationals?
Well, these guys are very famous from the Cobra Kai dojo, so they'll be representing their club there, which is set up in Nelson, and sporting the Cobra Kai headband there, and Daniel's son will be very proud of that. But no, I won't be representing that. And in those videos, we saw Pickworth doing a lot of picks, no pun intended, or sometimes there's a pun intended, very bad jokes. But an outstanding player, also liked Morrison in the first half. Great speed, great legs. Let's see if they still have those legs in the second half.
Tika tau e hoa, totally agree, and I love your summation of what the coaches would have been talking about in that box, and I think, you know, you're spot on. For Turanga, it's just about let's get down to the zone and let's make sure we set up right for a good strike. So, George, probably just something for you to think about. The headband might come in useful for the legs later on, so if you take it off your head, you might be able to wrap it around your leg come second half in your match.
Very good. Yeah, when I'm dying out there and I fall over, I can just wrap it up and use that as an excuse. Here we go. We need the energy from Turanganui Kiwa. They're starting strong in the second half. Nice little quickie step back. Nice chop play. Maybe an opportunity for a second phase there. But ABC is important. Attitude, basics, and comms is what we hope to see for Turanganui Kiwa. That's what they need.
And great read by the winger there, Shannon Delaney, there coming in, shutting that play down. Although Turanganui Kiwa had a great setup, but it was well read by the young winger there, Shannon. So as we look for Nelson to make their way out of the red zone, looking for fresh pair of legs from their subbing box to answer the call as they look for a strike.
Yeah, what I'm enjoying seeing here, Michael, is the big meterage here held by Dion Griffiths, the referee. It's keeping the teams apart, making for an expansive game and giving them the opportunity to show their goods. As you see Thompson and Morrison, that duet again. And there goes that man, that bad man, Michael Morrison, coming away with another try. Take us through this one, Georgie, on the Bunnings Warehouse replay.
Yeah, nice pick from dummy half. Offloads nice and early, but look at the speed, just the hop and the jump, and then holds up his defender, gets on the outside, slide and dive, lands the ball down just before the touchdown line and manages to slide it over. So what actually happens there as a defender, when there's a small target just reached out at the try line instead of going over the try line, it's harder to defend because you've got less of the body. And if you only got the point of the ball to touch, it's a small target. It's a hard day at the office.
And I think what we've just seen from Turanganui Kiwa as they're coming through the field was a prime example of just going straight, and they're now down in the right part of the field. They've got about 2-3 touches left, so let's see what they can produce here.
So what we've seen here, Michael, in the first half, we saw Waipara chuck long balls both left and right. The first set that they did in this half, they tried to hit a link, and there again we see Waipara looking long now. Unfortunately the ball went to ground, but they're creating the opportunities that they'll be looking for, and we see Nelson here getting a penalty, just getting caught up in the ruck. They'll take the tap there on the 10, looking to get into a good green zone area.
Kapai, who totally tautoko what you're saying there. It's about they're actually executing the process of those, it's just about the last part of the execution. But Turanganui Kiwa are definitely showing us that they've got the goods here, George.
Yeah, that's right. And the vision and decision, and when you're a ball player, you need to pick the right ones. And he's picked the right one twice now. And it's just been unfortunate they haven't capitalised on the scoreline. Nice little pop over the top. Good defence. Nice shut. Closing down all gaps and getting the ball. Good work, Turanganui Kiwa. It's a great start to the second half with 4 minutes of action already being played. Here we go, driving out a little bit of extra, getting a little bit of confidence in there. I like to see that.
Giving the ball some air, floating it. As they start to go forward now with their players. Good leg speed. And we've got number 15 on the ball there, Jameson Tapsell. That Tapsell name, that's a famous name from the past there in the mixed days there, George Jonke.
Tapsell, yes, no stranger to the New Zealand system, and we'll be seeing him in the North Harbour over 40s again at the Open Nationals, but it's all about this today. Nelson taking on Turanganui Kiwa with a scoreline of 6-0.
Yeah, good little change up there from Turanga. I see that the females got more involved in the middle, and we had Maki Huriwai doing a settle or a set there for her person coming around on a sweep. Another nice little adjustment there from the coaches.
Yeah, nice adjustment here as we've got Cullen on the ball there. Steps back, looks to go short side. Can he find his player? Well done. Reached that from the sky. Ball down, and that's number 7, TK Bedgood. Oh, no try, sorry. No try. I was excited. But my co-comment, oh yeah, you can just see it there. Unfortunate. But great skills to be able to pull that out of the sky here. But just like that, Turanganui Kiwa down the other end of the field, looking to make this magic happen.
Yeah, as you see Huni on the ball here. And here's that player that we talked about a little bit earlier, number 11, Maki Huriwai, coming down the short side there with a 21 play.
Levi Hune.
I don't think that was dummy half. He received the ball off the ruck, and the referees have consulted, and yes, that's a great call there.
And that's good use of their system there about just checking in, communicating, and just double, just not quite sure of their first decision, but just checking in. Well done, referees.
Yeah, it happens quite a lot. It happens so fast and furious in the sense that it's on the ball for a matter of milliseconds and then in the hands, and so the referee sometimes thinks it's dummy half. But yeah, good play by Turanga.
Nelson here now. We've got their strike players, and here we go. Go Jakai. That man again, Pickworth, he's around the plate. Nice out to their winger.
Yeah, really good touch there, and I love the way that they dive forward. It gives the impression to the referees that the touch is in a 50-50 on the try line. Really good touch coming across there. Good passing skills there as well from Nelson. There goes that little pop play again, and this is our man. Unfortunately, the ball just drifted forward. Pickworth creating havoc down the short side over here.
Yeah, sometimes you can come to these tournaments, get away with nice little structure and not have the skill set behind it to throw those extra balls in there, because you can come away with drive here, drive there, drive there, but you don't actually have the pass skill set to be able to develop those scenarios. And Nelson keeping the ball alive, eyes up play, it's been good to see.
Yeah, it's very trademark of what we've seen from Nelson coming through the grades in their senior team. As you say, eyes up play, finding the holes in the defence and letting the ball do the work there.
And when you got speed to burn like this Nelson team has, why not? Why not give them the bit of freedom there to express themselves and keep the ball alive in those holes when they got the skill set as well?
Yeah, and some good yardage here. The last 3 touches done by the females in the Nelson team, supporting their teammates so they can get a good strike at the back end. There's that man again, Thompson, working with Cullen, and off the back of this we'll see Morrison with a scoop back to the short side. He's got 2 support players. Oh, and that's a great defensive read, and the intercept and the pass, a bit Fiji Sevens like. Oh, some great yardage there by the Turanga Nui Kiwa team. Number 14 being touched there, Chevy Nepe, but look at the yardage they've made, and remember with the new rules that is 0.
Oh, here she goes with a nice pick from dummy half. It's good to see the ladies in there. Some nice plays there. I think it was YT Hollis that got the great intercept and good vision to pass out to her player, getting them back in position with a few touches up their sleeve.
And this is a team grown in confidence, George. So being able to have the confidence to let the ball go, finding the space, knowing, trusting that their player will be there. As we go for a setup, unfortunately that was the final touch here. As we come through the field here, number 9, Michael Morrison again. Great run down the way.
And the speed here from Thompson, that's some great cover there as well. Some great meterage gain there. And here they'll look to slow it up while their subs come on. Taking control in the middle here, we have number 6, Connor Holm, and he'll be working tightly with Tavin Holtham. Coming on a sweep play. Some good defense there. And again, some lovely defense.
Yeah, let's take you back to the blast from the past, mate. A bit of retro. I used to love the old sprints and relays that they used to have at the Nationals with the youth in the Opens. It'll be great to see that back in the game and give some credit where credit's due for these speedsters today, because I'd love to know who the future sprinters are within our touch systems. What do you reckon, guys?
Yeah, the possibility of even, I think, the 50s grade, 55s grade having a bit of a sprint off or walk off would be great to see there, Georgie. But yes, it was definitely something that we used to cherish and love watching early in the morning on the first day of competition. Maybe an idea for Guy Barden to think about.
I totally agree there, Ilhoa, and especially with the speed that we see from a lot of these young kids, a lot of these young athletes in our game. I think maybe it's best that you guys in your youngish age maybe just stick to the sidelines and leave it for these young ones. But what we're witnessing here is, just not just speed, but actually talent and smarts to go with it, fellas.
Yeah, you're right there, and I will leave it to the young ones when it comes to the sprints and that, Lukey. I don't think ACC have got a few million to spare for all those pull hamstrings at the start of a tournament, and I think teams want to have all their players ready for game one. Some nice hands there. Referee decides that it is a touch on that occasion. Nice goosey. There we go. Why not have a goosey?
And again, the referee in a great position to be able to see that. But again, Nelson having the confidence to throw the ball and, just trust in that process and the skill set, the hands. Great to see.
Hooney has a go from dummy half. He catches the first one offside, but a young number 12 from Nelson, Honey, is all onside, catches him with a dummy half. Nelson back in possession. Morrison looks to set one. I think he'll be looking to the sideline, get some fresh troops on. Good combinations there by the young ladies. Delaney coming in to settle some plays down. Here comes that nice slick visor man, followed by the nice tight headband with the bandana.
The headband, Jonty Pickworth there. Can he find someone? Unfortunately, he was touched first. Bannister Plumridge looks to the sideline, says no, that was a touch, unfortunately.
Yeah, and as we saw there in the old game, in the old rules, if you go to do a quick play and it's not on the mark where the referee has indicated, it'll be hand over to the other team. But with the new rules, what they're doing is if you go to do a quick play and it's before the referee's indicated, or if it's off the mark, you just go back and play it. So you still get possession, which is pretty cool. Pretty cool for the developing players in that as well, and just getting clarity. So if you're trying to do a quick play and it's not on the mark, they'll just cancel it out, come back and get it to the right spot, whether you're tapping or rolling the ball.
Yeah, and I think that's a great improvement, and certainly helps with the overall flow of the game and keeping the intent of what that is all about. So lovely to see these new rules being implemented.
Yeah, I'm loving the discipline here from Nelson in their structures, in particular on attack. They have some certain pods that they're running. They seem to be running a similar thing every time. If we have a little quick check of the scoreline, it's still 6-0 with just over 2 minutes to go. So it's been a very, very competitive second half here. Turanga have held their own and maybe a bit more of an eyes up type footy style compared to the Nelson, but they're matching them minute for minute. As we see a loop play there, and the dive and the finish by that man again, Michael Morrison.
Michael Morrison. His name is plastered all over the wall in the papers as he comes around. Morrison just keeps himself available, finds the line. He's had a habit of that during this game, just making sure that he's neither doing the passing or he's on the end of it. But again, great work by Nelson here, George.
Yeah, and once again, you saw Morrison. He's got it down pat within the sense of just diving at the line. You saw the defender having no chance of getting to him, and if they did, they would just have the point of the ball to touch.
And just while I have you two in our final 90 seconds before the end of this game, any sort of summing up of impressions of the game, of your play that you've seen so far, George?
I've been impressed with the whole tournament, to be honest, and the calibre of player, the touch IQ out there. They're getting some really good coaching through the systems. So the young ones used to have all the athleticism, you see, like the racehorse battles, all that type of stuff, but they've got playbooks, 5 to 10 moves, and we've got wheels like this that are happening as well. And when you put those together with great coaching, we see some really good stuff out there.
Tika tonu e tau toko ana. As we come into the last 60 seconds of this match, and we started to talk about racehorses, we saw a little battle going on there, but the Turanganui Kiwa defenders were up to match that speed as we come into the final 30 seconds, Luke.
Yes, and again, another opportunity, and he's again just showed that extreme pace that he does have. That's Pickworth. I think he scored 2 or 3 actually in this game. That Cobra Kai headband doing wonders for him again with a 3-on-2. And yes, he's just pushed through there a little bit too fast there for Vu Ewan, and it's a classy finish again.
Guys, I might have to shoot down there to get this guy's autograph. Pickworth and Morrison, outstanding efforts here today with Turanganui with one more throw of the dice here, throwing it around. The girls getting one more crack And that's that. 8 touchdowns to 0. I think it may have been 2, maybe 3 touchdowns in the second half. Valiant effort by Turanganui Kiwa. Outstanding effort by Nelson. Very good team effort. But when you got stars like Pickworth and Morrison playing like they did today, I don't think anyone's going to stop you. What a great day of touch. What a great field down here at Bruce Pullman Park. If you're not down here and you're in driving distance, please make your way down, because we're going to have a showstopper of a battle tomorrow as we come into the finals day, day 3. Thousands of competitors are battling it out to be the best they can be. Guys, it's been a pleasure commentating you with today, and it was a great game to finish off. Great game to finish off with Turanganui Kiwa and Nelson. I'll sign it off with our saying, touch.
What a game.
Beep, beep.